My name is Robert Finger from ETH Zurich. I'm agricultural economist and actually here representing a very interdisciplinary project that we, my group, together with Robert Huber, who's also a member of my group, jointly run with the Grassland Science Group, represented with Nina Buchmann here, and the Crop Science Group, represented by Achim Walter. We are all from ETH Zurich. Well, now you had a wonderful lunch. And agriculture is actually producing food and is expected to produce high quality food. In addition, we expect agriculture to provide a lot of ecosystem services, the beautiful landscape and clean rivers and so on. However, this is not always the case. So there are these kind of negative effects of agriculture production, in particular then for Switzerland concerning contribution to climate change, emission of greenhouse gases. There is the loss of nitrogen and pesticides to the environment. That is a crucial issue. And finally, a loss of biodiversity. On the same hand, seeing these processes, we also observe that agriculture is currently undergoing its so-called fourth revolution. Namely, information, communication, technologies, and big data, the digitalization of agriculture, is disruptive. Robots are running over the field, seeding, applying inputs, potentially harvesting in a couple of years. We have drones flying around, gathering a lot of information. There are so many sensors around that monitor animal health and monitor the status of the crop. This is disruptive. And in the process of actually designing this project proposal for the NFP, we puzzle together our vision of how digitalization will be affecting and should be affecting the agriculture sector. And that was, for all of us, the first project proposal where we've written an article that was actually even published in a very nice journal, where we put our vision for that. And the particular point we want to make, technology is nothing. Technology is nothing if it's not accepted by consumers, producers, policymakers. Agriculture has seen with genetically modified organisms how this is not working as intended and expected. So we propose that next to a high-level technology, we need a bit more to be smart, to be sustainable in the end. We need institutions that allow a sustainable development. We need diversity here for the technology to come to be applied on a diversity of farms, diversity of crops, diversity of farming systems. And we need new forms of networks among farmers, between farmers and consumers, in order to trigger a sustainable development. And this is the starting point for our project. And beyond this big, bold vision, we want to dig deeper and actually zoom into a particular application. Our goal of our InnoFarm project is sketched out here, and the main idea is we want to have new technologies positively influencing Swiss agriculture that is characterized by a super diverse and super small scale farming system. And actually, our idea is that we can transform innovative technologies, innovative farm practices by having the smart farming into a more sustainable something. And I would like to zoom in what we are going to do. Actually, Achim is the guy with the drones, and the idea here is to improve the image processing of the cameras hanging here below the drone in order to improve the mechanisms, the algorithms behind it, that we are better able to interpret what we observe. And in the end, there will be maps produced in both experimental settings but also on real farms that will show the status of the crops here. So we will pinpoint every single plant and, for example, identify the nutrient needs of a plant. This will allow, in the longer run, to have a kind of machine going behind that picture and apply fertilizer site-specifically. So this is site-specific agriculture that is going to be developed in our project further. We will do that in the canton of Solothurn, that is characterized by everything we need, by diverse farming systems, and most importantly, by farmers that are really interested in what we are doing. The second step is to actually assess whether this is good for the environment, and this is Nina's task. Nina is actually using these eddy covariance towers to measure the fluxes of greenhouse gases on agricultural sites, grasslands, crop sites, in well-established experiments, but also there will be devices mobilely moved to the fields where we actually operate with the drones. So Achim is doing that. Hopefully I can do that as well once. And actually then we are enabled to quantify the fluxes connected to the agricultural management regime underlying in order to give a good advice, not only how to save money with applying fertilizer better, but also save the environment and doing it in a way that is reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And finally, the agricultural economists are actually asking the question whether this is actually used by the farmers. So we are interested in how farmers are adopting these technologies and how they are diffused in the sector. To do so, we conduct surveys, experiments, and finally we'll bring the farmers in our study region in a spatially explicit agent-based model that is then used to assess, derive adoption and diffusion processes, and also to highlight policies that can actually contribute to the sustainable development. Finally, we have a very strong link with cantonal and federal administration, with the Farmers Union, also on a local level, and will actually, together with those partners, contribute that these technologies will be a positive future of Swiss agriculture. And with that, I would like to thank you very much.